Why do you need to know the appearance of the body after death?
State of time.
Time of death, right? Now, question. Before we go to the appearance of the body, let's see first. Who among you had rode an airplane from one country to another? One. Raise your hand. All of you. You haven't traveled yet. No. So all of you has passport. Am I right? But you have passports. You have passport. Okay. Now, I would like to ask you a question for those who have passport. When they are taking your picture, they are not asking you to smile. Am I right? Why?
To acquire identification. You face. To identify you when you're dead. Die, your face will not be smiling. Actually, yes. When you die, sorry, when you have a plane crash, you cannot smile. That's why. Yeah. That's why it's also when you are taking a picture, right? It's like a function. You won't smile once there's an accident in that. I have a rebuttal there. And what's that rebuttal? Unless you have very funny precedent. The rebuttal is, what's the use of that picture if it's with us and there's an accident? Right? Who has the passport when they're flying? The passenger. The passenger. And the passport is with me. And then how will you how will they look for it? Right? That's why they invented what the e-passport. Yes. The biometric. When I was in India, going back to Fiji, in Hong I went to the immigration. Police answered him. Then when I was looking at the like that immigration officer asked me, "Sir, why do you need this thing? Why do you need that thing? You look slow." I told him, "Well, probably my school. Sometimes there's weakness, that's why I take that thing." Yes. I think I told you that problem makes it like yes. And because of the nerve, some nerves are damaged, there will be weakness. But I can still okay. That's right. So appearance of the body. The appearance of the body mostly is what? That is where they determine meaning. The ano, so that results from irreversible cardiac arrest leading to biochemical changes in the body and tissues. So if you understand these changes helps distinguish between natural and unnatural death and estimate the time since death. What does it mean? If you die naturally or because of disease, no one will think of what? There's no one alterations compared if you died in what do you call that? Foul play.
There was one case wherein the person died. While that person died, it was like that. Lying down and like that. Explain.
Lying down that way, or
Yes, lying down like this. Lying down like this.
which era?
Ah,
Which era?
what do you mean?
Like, was it during?
Around 1980s. We're now in my generation. Okay.
Was it a Nazi?
Ah,
Was it a Nazi?
no, in the US 1980.
Yeah.
How would that person, how did that person die with like this?
When they electrocuted when they turning off something.
Again, again.
When they electrocuted while
No, it's a gunshot wound. Okay, there's rigor mortis. That's why he's pointing like that. But still, if you have rigor mortis, it will set after 12 to 24 hours.
did someone
Yeah.
did someone manipulate the body after?
Yes. You know that there is someone now together with him. After dying after 12 hours, someone moved it. It's not only vigor mortis there, algor mortis. You're not in the Philippines. I cannot crack that joke. We have a actor named Edgar Mortis. So the cessation of the heart and breathing cause metabolic failure and neuronal activity. What does it mean? Everything will stop. After the 7 minutes of your flashbacks, everything will stop.
Is that actually proven? I didn't have the supplements.
I cannot say because I haven't experienced.
You didn't say
The next time, if I experience that, I'll tell you.
Okay. I'll take that.
But did you know I nearly died?
So I was thinking, like, is near death experience enough to cause the flashback, or does it have to be
Death.
deathly experience?
So physical changes is what? Loss of muscle tone. Whatever you do, until rigor mortis sets. Pale skin. Why? Blood will settle down in the dependent area. Cessation of hair and nail growth. Honestly speaking, there are researchers said that even if they are buried, nail and hair will grow still until the person really, yes. And voiding of urine and feces because you will lose that muscle tone. Misinterpretation of physical changes can indicate sign of unnatural death. What happened again to my video? What do you mean by misinterpretation of physical changes indicate the sign of not unnatural death? Yes, but I told you there are now researches. They said, uh, the textbook, I'll follow the textbook, but I'm adding something in what I have read in researches. Don't worry, all of your question goes from the textbook, but I'm adding what I have seen because I need to add something that is new. Then again, sometimes I don't trust research because sometimes they say this, but they prefabricated. You
It
understood.
depends on the sample size that they take.
You want an example of prefabricated research? During the 1980s, there was this Australian doctor said vaccine can cause mental retardation or death to a child. That's why during 1980s, 1970s, sorry, say around like that, 60s, 70s, 80s, there are some children were not vaccinated because of that research. After 10 years, he again stated something. I was just testing if what will the parents do if this research came out. He was stripped off his license. I forget that name. That's why there are a lot of people during COVID doesn't want to have vaccine. Am I right? Were you vaccinated for COVID? When you were vaccinated for COVID, did you try to put a spoon and the spoon was magnetized?
Well, I tried to put it, but it was not. I told this to your sister's class. It's slow. When you put the spoon, you sometimes quick with sleep. Do you know what that means? Fine piece of metal.
No. What does it mean?
No. You know what that means? You need to take a bath. Am I right? Like what you said, sticks. You need to take a bath. How would that metal, you're watching a lot of movies, how would that metal chip goes out from the ceiling? Have you seen the gauge of that ceiling? You need a larger gauge to take that ceiling. I was really laughing when I saw the video. How do you not read that back? Do you agree? Yes. Andrew Wakefield? I think so. It's the yes. Yeah, the doctor from the person that gives the major vaccines.
Is my am I right? He after 10 years he
Yeah, yeah. First to the T.
Mm. Rigor mortis. This causes muscle stiffness due to lack of oxygen and energy production. That's why give me an example of you're alive but you feel rigor mortis. This is because of lactic acid accumulation. When you're still alive but you feel the rigor mortis,
Muscle breakdown, grab them.
cramps.
Yeah.
When you are having a cramps. Am I right? When does rigor mortis sets? As I told you a while ago, 12 to 24 hours. But we have a case.
There was a case wherein group of friends went out. Group of friends went out in a resort during New Year. After the fireworks, one of them was not there. So they tried to look for that friend of theirs. And when they tried to look at everywhere, they saw kind of the position was sitting with the hands like this, and the gun is here. No, sorry. The gun is here. There's a entry wound of a bullet, exit of a bullet, and the wall has a smear of blood. So it was outside. Bullet was seen also embedded on the wall. During the time of after the fireworks, that's always around 1:30 a.m. When they saw that person, the person is dead already. The person was wearing in robe because it's the question is, I know that the thing is, one of their friends saw her looking at them, looking at them. That person is an actor, looking at him very, very. It's like it looks to the kid. Right? Looking at, yes, that is there. He was on the second floor, he was in the ground floor, first floor, sorry, then ground floor. At around 11 p.m. But they found the body at around 1:30 a.m., right? In River Mortis. River Mortis will set at what time? 1 hours. 24 hours. Explain. What's that? What's the manner of death? What's the manner of death? By the way, my youngest son is talking to my friends in the Philippines who are forensic. And he was, and my friends are angry at me. Why am I teaching my son forensic? I said, no, he is really good in the function. He's better than me. I can see. So, how did the person die? We said, what's the manner of death? Suicide, accident, murder? Who said suicide? One, good. Only one. Who said it's homicide? And then what else? Accident, natural. Yes. Again. His hand was stuck like that. Right here. And the bullet splatter on the check? Yes. On the feet. The person is left-handed there. And the gun was in the check? No, the gun is on the floor. On the floor. And gun was on the but yes, black. And how many hours after the friends fighting? In paper mortals now. In your room.
Was the bonus is the gun?
I guess. Yes. You're missing a question. Again. And what's the question? What is the question? There is a very important. Can you explain, sir? It's very brief. You can just explain it once. But around 11 p.m. they saw different incident. No, doing a death scare. Yes, at 11 p.m. Fireworks is 29 to 1. The body was discovered at 1:30 p.m. Just a couple hours after.
They were 7.
How far away were the line of sight from the dead stair to the floor? So like he was in which ground floor, then and then first floor. First floor, okay. You were sure that it was a friend that they saw.
Yes. That was the street.
Straight right now. That's the friend and my twin.
Nah. How did you have a instantaneous before it?
Emotional distress. No.
Ask
Understandable.
Is it cold?
because
Ah.
this,
Temperature.
yes. It's mostly the person's fault.
It's cold in the same class again.
There's one more missing element that you need to know. Go. Fireworks, no. The sound of a fireworks, man. The gun doesn't have a silencer.
Yeah. It must or like be covered on mistaken as firework.
He was alone, like no one came to him.
Again.
He was alone.
Where did she was discovered? Yes.
But no one was surrounding her to like.
Because they were watching her.
He wanted lights clothing.
Again.
He had lights clothing on just a room.
Road.
So he got a person also. Why is
It's
he
the-
sour during that
It's
time?
this one I
Why is he sour during that time?
Who wants to?
I get stuck.
okay.
That's okay.
I have a few things.
Again, I said she might get out of coffee now.
This is what I these are my questions, my follow-up questions. Because I googled like what does reflect when does reformation occur faster? It says if there's a high ambient temperature, heat accelerates the chemical reactions, causing the body to enter raga and decompose faster. Or if they had physical exertion or struggle before death, that would lead to the ATP reserves being depleted,
Okay.
build up of like
Struggle. The
struggle.
problem is why is the hand like that?
Yeah.
Explain it.
Yes.
There's one missing.
It's pointing at someone.
No. What do you think? If you see someone,
If someone points a gun at you,
wait. What do you think? If someone is have this like this, what's the first thing? I told you, you can know the work of a person basically.
you cannot pull the trigger in that place.
No. When do you see a hand like
When someone is like using.
you know? You know what the question you missed?
One of his friends.
That's the question. The question you missed is, I said they found her in a room. What is that room? Am I right?
Yeah.
See that? You just
Assume.
assume she was in the room.
Yeah.
She was in her room. I said she was found in a room.
Why she's amazing.
What room? Gym.
That's why she was in the movie. She didn't sense that. But she was near a now a gym, right? You know now. She was near a table. What kind of hand you see holding something? Cable fly.
Yep, I mean, the glasses.
Anything cable fly. Cable fly.
No. Ah,
No.
what did you say? Yes. She was near a table of things. Oh,
Yeah, you can prepare.
yeah. Yes, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Then
Yes.
yeah.
This is the valuable the table of things. Yeah. Because if you said the things that you have to anyone a tennis player? Yes. Table tennis or tennis, right? Yeah. This is how you hold it, right? Yeah. And by the way, the person who died is a shark. Now, this is a murder now. Or suicide. Ah, homicide or suicide. Who's the person? And when they discovered about it, about them still gone. You play table tennis with two people usually, so the second person. One's the occupant of the hotel, right? Or one's the working work staff of the hotel. Right? Murder question, the murder weapon was found, no fingerprints, except hers. Now, what's the next question?
Before they.
No, we're now in the city.
Oh, after
They saw now the murder weapon. What is the next question? It's thinking.
it's only the first group that you. Yeah.
Okay,
Who was
that's
with
one.
him before?
Okay. That's why we learned that she was seen at around 11. Yes, only her.
Who owns the car? Who owns the car?
Who owns that? John?
Yeah.
Or that was
Girl, would you cross the caliber of the bullet? Thing. Would you check
There's
for
some
muzzle
big-
flare? Would you check for muzzle flare? Like when they find
no, there's thinking of
No, if she fired the gun, there'll be black powder. on
yes, there is.
Okay.
And so what was
Doesn't-
the
There's one important question you find that
was there camera in the.
there's no camera. There's no CCTV.
Why does she have a gun?
She's a police.
Oh, and a
That's good.
How many bullets are left in the gun?
There were 2 bullets in this thing. It's only one. Now, that's the question. We don't need to know what's that. If there is 2 bullets in this thing,
2 shots left.
she does. Police. Fire.
Has to be reported
Yes.
after every shooting. Accountability of every bullet.
Yes. So, someone fired them at the shot. Right?
And you can look for casings.
Yes. None. By the way, this is a very difficult case. Why? All people are investigators. Even investigators cannot be get even some. So, what now? You are going near.
Was the second bullet shot on the
It was not. Second bullet was not.
Any
Okay.
second bullet holes? No.
You, in your questioning investigation, second bullet was not found.
Are we going to look for someone who's injured?
Can, but no one's injured.
And another person with a bullet wound definitely cannot just mask it. So
Yes.
You'll
No one is injured.
No one's injured. Would you? I would check hospital for anyone from the
None.
in the bottom.
No one left.
Nobody
Yes.
went to the hospital.
No one left.
So bullets not in a person, so a person would not attack in the hospital. You can't find where the bullet is lodged. So thinking where this other bullet is happened.
Okay, and we are being with your things before. Because we know that the person was playing table tennis from 11 p.m. to 1:30. That's not time can you work. Right? You're playing table tennis, you know that. That's long time can, am I right?
Yes.
Now, we agree that this is home stay. I won't tell you who shot, but now you know. It was home stay. On investigation, they found the second bullet. They found the second bullet.
If it makes sense why they would not have found the bullet in the vicinity if it was a cleaner, they would have taken it, cleaned it up.
Okay, one of the killer, the one who killed the lady, was one of the circle fence who went there.
Are they part-time cleaner?
Circle of friends. They're not cleaners, they're investigators. So what happened was after the 11 p.m., the next day, around 11:30, they were taking table tennis for an hour or 1.5 hours. That explains why that person was sweating wet. That was sweat. So the person decided to take a shower in the evening where he after wearing the robe, getting out of the shower, that friend was there who was playing with her. Shot her. But then, in point blank. So
So was there muscle or
So she died with instantaneously or with her hands because she was still holding the lamp when she was going up to the room because that's her life also. But the lamp they cannot be found. But the bullet was found. Where? Where was the bullet found?
still don't understand where there were two bullets missing? Some people
One bullet is the wall. The second bullet was found where?
or did the bullet
That's why we know that the person killed the girl. Because the bullet was found where?
with the
With
person
the girl.
in the with the
In the room. In the room.
the gym in the gym.
No, in the room. In the personal
Oh,
room.
person, yeah, perpetration, suspension.
You understood? Let's record more keys.
Why would they take the bullet?
To hide or mask. But again,
Is it like a trophy or something? No.
Again?
Is it like a trophy?
no, to hide. Because the plan was to throw the bullet outside else.
But if they had touched the bullet, then they would have fingerprints on it. So
No fingerprints.
no,
Remember the gun that has only a fingerprint of the girl?
but the bullet itself.
The big question is why there is no fingerprints.
Uh,
Because the person used
Is
a
that-
cloth.
Club. Oh, club.
Yes. Cadaveric rigidity. This is the one that I gave an example a while ago. Bodies may found in unusual position or tightly grip items before rigor mortis. These tightly grip items before rigor mortis onset, mostly seen in what? They're gripping like this. When they are drowning. Because they will grip. That's why if you see someone drowning, you cannot save them in front. I remember I saved someone drowning. Whenever I save someone drowning, I have a signature on that person. And what's that signature?
Knock them out first.
Yes.
Because otherwise the panic can make you drown.
Yes. But in first aid, sometimes you need to go at their back.
Under the arm.
Yes. This may indicate high levels of emotional or physical stress also before death. Post-mortem hypostasis. This is now the settling of the blood on the dependent. Remember the example I gave? The body was found like this. But to tell you frankly, the settling was here only, at the side. Nothing here. So it means to say someone moved the body. Distribution and color of hypostasis provide forensic clues and circumstances of death. Cooling of the body. This is complex process influenced by many variables. But this is difficult to determine the specific time of death based on body temperature alone. Why? Because when you found that the body is cooling, there is also the environmental factor, right? And we have this patient before when I was a student intern. He was shot on the head. The bullet traverses like this. Here, at the back. So in and out. This is in, out. What is this here? What is the structure here? Your hypothalamus. What is with the hypothalamus? Body temperature. That's why that person was around 45 degrees centigrade. Yes. After, no, yes, just after, right after death. During autopsy, he's still 42. Yeah. Yes. Other post-mortem changes, additional changes reflecting tissue breakdown, autolysis, decomposition, or putrefaction. In short, this is now your, if you're alive, you call this what? In one word? Ah? Necrosis. So decomposition and putrefaction, natural process of breaking down dead bodies influenced by temperature, oxygen availability, and environmental factor. In short, there will be necrotic tissue, but this time That's why they're dead. Because they're dead. You call it decomposition. Putrefaction is something like, I'm sorry for those who are eating this. Who loves to eat porridge? Oatmeal. Or who had eaten oatmeal already? Have you eaten oatmeal when you mix water and oatmeal, right? That looks like putrefaction. Yes. That's the problem of us forensic. We associate something when we see it. Immersion and burial. When the person is immersed in water or burial effect. What is this Casper's law? Decomposition is faster in air, slower in water, but slowest when buried. There are some people or bodies that even after they were dead for some time ago, some years ago, when you unearth them, exhume them, they're still intact. A lot of them I saw it in the Philippines. Yes. Adipocere formation, chemical change of the body fat forming waxy substance. It requires water but can occur in dry condition and it is a moisture if moisture is present. You won't see a deposure formation if the person is what? In a wet or cold condition. Why? The fat won't be decomposed. Mummification occurs in dry condition. Desiccation of the body. Mummified tissue will undergo degradation. Sometimes they put what? Special oils, right? And I watched one mummification in TV. They put salt. I don't know what kind of salt. Because when I was young, the only salt I know is sodium chloride. I didn't know there's a potassium chloride, potassium iodide, potassium, magnesium salts. There's a lot. Skeletonization. So the body becomes skeleton. Soft tissue generally absent after 2 years of burial. Okay, post-mortem injury. What does it mean? How would you know the injury was done before the victim died or after the victim died? What is the most important thing you need to look? What's the most important thing? Okay, if there's bruises, how would you know it's a post-mortem or pre-mortem?
The color.
What color?
We want to be provision color, there will be dots.
All bruises will be bluish color when it's this is what they are telling us. You have forgotten your pathology. What?
No. Why I like asking this question because ChatGPT doesn't. Google doesn't. I told you, I have already seen what Google and ChatGPT. Yes. That's why you can ask them. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
Still no,
then why don't you know the answer? I believe you are not reading. No, this is not from online. Where did you get this book?
senior student.
Who's that senior student?
Yes.
Who is that year six? Yes. Remember, we're already honest. Who's that year six? Why? No problem. Actually, that's good with your seniors. They're asking you. What I hear from your senior, they're giving the notes online to all the students. I would like them to pass the notes to the students, but I don't want them to pass the notes to all the students. Understood what I mean? But there is a caveat. That's why I don't want them to pass the book. But it's up to you. But remember this. You will be caught if you're passing a book that stops. Remember that topic. What was the question? What is the question? Yes. How would you know it's a postmortem or pre-mortem? Naman if you hear.
So if it's free and only,
Go. What's the answer?
there'll be changes like
What's the changes? Come on, I need you here.
say
I'll show you a pre-mortem. I'll show you a pre-mortem injury. Okay, you're not working like. I need to do it in the time so it will be visible. Don't.
Don't miss. Don't close my eyes.
Yes.
Take it like man. Okay.
Yes. What will happen if I punch another two? And let's say full force. Go, go. Okay, but what will happen? There will be bruising. What are the things you see in the bruising? Inflammation. If the person dies, there's no inflammation.
And now it's
There's
they will be there. So
but there will be no
no.
inflammation.
Or what's cardio?
We'll go to that later. You want to, I'll demonstrate cardio spots. I'll demonstrate cardio spots. But before that, can you say goodbye, young man? Because I need to demonstrate.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you can see it? You can see it. Wait, imagine this side. What happens to the blood? Can go down, can go up, right? Then there will be what? Because the blood pressure is very fragile. It will burst. And that's the fossil first. I'm just showing you a target spot when the person is stagnant. But there will be target spots also on the legs. Yes.
Oh, it's when you have liver losses and then the pooling of blood
Yes.
fractures or like bursts that are
Yes.
already fragile.
Yeah, that's the
Arteries and then the
remember that the evacuation is seen only when the person is
living.
living.
Estimation. To tell you frankly, books will say this estimation, post-mortem interval. This is a forensic technique such as body temperature and forensic entomology are used, but each has a limitation. Remember that. But entomology is better. Why? Because if you know the life cycle of the fly, you understood? Hello? Okay, I'll give you. Each size of the larva corresponds with hours to days, but this is just estimation. Some will use what? Potassium from the body. There was a research also, the larva carries the DNA of the dead person. Yes. The potassium that I was mentioning, sorry, the potassium that I was mentioning is the potassium secretion from the eye. We extract the potassium. The higher the potassium, the longer or the shorter hours of death. So the person died a long time ago or short
Is it
again.
I'm not sure if after that potassium is pushed intracellularly or if it's exudating, if it's perforated, or if it's exudating from the cells.
So long or short?
I'm going with long after one. No, I will no.
Do you believe in a man's calculation? But when there is a high potassium, it means the person died a long time ago. Yes or no? No. No. No idea. No idea. If there is high potassium on your eyes during post-mortem examination, did that victim die a long time ago or it's you? How do you get potassium? Cells break down. Break down the cells. And when does the cells break down? Okay, when you're dead. So when the potassium gets higher and higher and higher and higher, what does it mean?
Suggests that the person died more than 24 to 40 hours ago. Something like that, yes. Yeah.
It's like this. Why should you not transfuse a blood that is 1 month ago extracted?
Hemolysis. So that's
Then-
very high can cause fatal arrhythmia.
Yeah. Hemolysis. So longer time, high.
That was right. Yes, more or less. But I was in
No. You were right, but you don't have the confidence to tell yourself you're right.
still have the issue.
You don't trust yourself. When you are in a forensic, you will be questioning yourself if it's right or wrong. Trust me. There will be time that you are just sitting on your table and all by yourself and you're communicating with two guys. And the two guys is you,
And your alter ego.
me, I.
I get you.
Me, myself. Sometimes there's the fourth one. And then first. It's no, but mostly you see them in forensic are talking while they try to see in a different perspective. It's not it's not they are becoming cuckoo or insane, but what?
Being critical and speculative.
That's ADHD.
I think that's my default setting.
Ah.
That's my default setting.
Why did it repeat? I ran out of